Every morning, millions of Americans over 75 wake up and unknowingly perform a simple test that reveals whether they're aging like the healthiest 2% or heading down a path that could steal decades from their lives. What's shocking is that most people have no idea they're even being tested. I'm about to share something that might completely change how you think about your morning routine. Based on groundbreaking research from the Stanford Center on Longevity, scientists tracked 5,000 seniors for over 15 years and discovered that those who naturally experience 3 specific morning miracles live an average of 12 years longer than those who don't. These aren't complicated medical procedures or expensive treatments. They're simple, natural occurrences that happen within the first hour of waking up. And if you're still experiencing all 3 after age 75, you're part of an incredibly rare group that doctors are calling successful agers. Morning Miracle 1, you wake up naturally between 5:30 to 7 a.m. without an alarm. Meet Dorothy Chen from Sarasota, Florida. She's 79 years old and hasn't used an alarm clock in over 20 years. Every morning, without fail, she opens her eyes at 6:15 a.m. feeling refreshed and ready for the day. Her doctor recently told her something that amazed even him: her circadian rhythm is functioning like someone 30 years younger. Here's what most people don't realize: as we age, our internal body clock typically becomes disrupted. Most seniors either sleep too late, wake up multiple times during the night, or need artificial help to maintain a schedule. But that exceptional 2% who wake up naturally at the optimal time have something remarkable happening inside their bodies. Your circadian rhythm is controlled by a tiny cluster of cells in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. When this biological clock is working perfectly, it orchestrates the release of hormones like cortisol and melatonin with precision timing. Cortisol naturally rises in the early morning to give you energy, while melatonin drops to help you feel alert. The Stanford study found that seniors who maintain this natural wake-up pattern have significantly lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Dr. Sarah Martinez, who led the research, explained it this way: when your body naturally wakes up in that sweet spot between 5:30 and 7 a.m., it's a sign that all your internal systems are still communicating effectively. But here's where it gets really interesting. These naturally early risers aren't forcing themselves to get up early. Their bodies genuinely want to wake up at this time. They go to bed when they feel tired, usually between 9 o'clock and 10:30 p.m., and sleep deeply through the night. Dorothy attributes her natural rhythm to what she calls living with the sun. She doesn't use blackout curtains, allows natural light to enter her bedroom in the morning, and spends at least 30 minutes outside every day before noon. She also avoids screens after 8 p.m. and keeps her bedroom cool and quiet. If you find yourself naturally waking up in this golden window without feeling groggy or needing multiple cups of coffee to function, your biological clock is giving you a powerful advantage that extends far beyond just feeling rested. Morning Miracle 2, you feel genuinely hungry within 30 minutes of waking. This one surprises most people, but it's incredibly significant. Robert Bob Williams from Denver, Colorado, is 81 years old and says he wakes up ready to eat every single morning. By 6:45 a.m., he's preparing his breakfast because his stomach is actually growling with hunger. Most seniors lose their appetite as they age. They might skip breakfast entirely, force themselves to eat because they know they should, or only feel hungry much later in the day. But those healthy 2% experience what researchers call metabolic hunger, genuine, physical hunger that drives them to seek nourishment soon after waking. This happens because their metabolism is still firing on all cylinders. During sleep, your body has been fasting for 8 to 10 hours, and a healthy metabolic system responds by signaling for fuel to start the day. When this system is working properly, it indicates that your digestive system, hormones, and energy production are all functioning optimally. The Mayo Clinic's recent longevity study found that seniors who experience morning hunger have 40% better insulin sensitivity and are 60% less likely to develop type 2 diabetes compared to those who don't feel hungry until afternoon. Bob's morning hunger isn't just any kind of appetite, it's specifically for nutritious, whole foods. He craves eggs, fresh fruit, and whole grain toast, not sugary cereals or processed foods. This selective craving is another sign of a well-functioning system that knows exactly what nutrients it needs. What's fascinating is that this morning hunger often comes with increased saliva production and even stomach rumbling, physical signs that the digestive system is preparing for food. Bob jokes that his wife can hear his stomach announcing breakfast time from across the bedroom. If you wake up with a genuine desire to eat, if the thought of a healthy breakfast actually sounds appealing, and if your body is physically preparing for nutrition, you're experiencing something that becomes increasingly rare after 75. Morning Miracle 3, your first deep breath of the day feels effortless and satisfying. Here's something most people never think to notice: the quality of their first conscious breath each morning. Maria Gonzalez from Phoenix, Arizona, is 77 and describes her morning breathing as, "like my lungs are greeting the day." When she takes that first intentional deep breath after waking, her chest expands fully, the air feels clean and energizing, and she naturally wants to take several more deep breaths. This might sound simple, but it's actually a sophisticated indicator of respiratory and cardiovascular health. As we age, lung capacity typically decreases, the muscles between our ribs can become stiff, and circulation often becomes less efficient. Many seniors wake up feeling like they need to work to breathe deeply or feel short of breath even when lying down. But that exceptional 2% wake up with what pulmonologists call respiratory readiness. Their breathing system is immediately available for deep, satisfying breaths without effort or discomfort. Dr. James Patterson from Johns Hopkins, who studies respiratory aging, explains, when someone over 75 can take a deep, satisfying breath immediately upon waking, it tells us their diaphragm is strong, their lung tissue is healthy, their circulation is effective, and their nervous system is coordinating everything properly. Maria has maintained this effortless breathing through what she calls conscious breathing practice. Every evening before bed, she spends 5 minutes doing simple breathing exercises on her back porch, focusing on slow, deep breaths while looking at the stars. She believes this nightly practice has kept her respiratory system strong and flexible. The research backs this up. The American Lung Association found that seniors who maintain easy, deep breathing patterns in the morning have significantly lower rates of respiratory infections, better oxygen saturation throughout the day, and improved sleep quality. But there's an emotional component too. That first satisfying breath often comes with a sense of gratitude or contentment, what Maria calls breathing in the blessing of another day. This positive emotional response to breathing isn't just feel-good psychology, it's connected to the vagus nerve, which regulates both breathing and mood. If your morning breath feels automatic, satisfying, and energizing rather than labored or shallow, your respiratory system is functioning at a level that most people your age have lost. The hidden connection, why these three work together. What makes this research truly remarkable is how these three morning miracles work together. Dr. Angela Foster, who conducted follow-up studies at UCLA, discovered that seniors who experience all three have created what she calls a morning optimization cycle. Natural waking ensures quality sleep and proper hormone balance. Morning hunger indicates a strong metabolism that's ready for fuel. Effortless breathing provides the oxygen and circulation needed to power both brain and body. Together, they create a foundation for energy and vitality that carries through the entire day. Take Frank Morrison from Tucson, Arizona. He's 82 and experiences all three miracles every morning. He wakes naturally at 6 a.m., feels hungry by 6:30, and takes several deep, satisfying breaths while still in bed. Frank recently completed a 5K walk for charity, something he says he couldn't have imagined at 65. The fascinating part is that these aren't habits Frank developed in his 80s. They're patterns his body maintained from earlier decades through consistent lifestyle choices. He's always prioritized regular sleep, stayed physically active, managed stress effectively, and maintained social connections. What if you're not there yet? If you're reading this and thinking, I don't experience these miracles, don't despair. The same Stanford research found that many of these patterns can be restored with the right approach, even into your 80s. For natural waking, start by going to bed 15 minutes earlier each week until you're sleeping 7 to 8 hours. Expose yourself to bright morning light immediately upon waking, even if you're using an alarm initially. For morning hunger, try eating dinner 3 hours before bedtime and avoid late-night snacks. Your body needs time to truly fast overnight to rebuild morning appetite. For effortless breathing, practice 3 deep breaths before getting out of bed each morning. If this feels difficult, consider asking your doctor about respiratory exercises or gentle stretching. The key is patience and consistency. Eleanor Hartwell from Portland, Oregon, started working on these patterns at age 78. Within 6 months, she was waking naturally, feeling hungry for breakfast, and breathing easily each morning. She says the changes didn't just improve her mornings, they transformed her entire approach to aging. The bottom line: if you're over 75 and experiencing these 3 morning miracles naturally, you're not just lucky, you're part of the healthiest 2% in America. Your body is aging in a way that sets you up for years of continued vitality and independence. But even if you're not there yet, understanding these patterns gives you a roadmap. Every morning is a new opportunity to notice how your body wakes up, how it asks for nourishment, and how it breathes in a new day. Your morning routine isn't just about getting ready for the day, it's a daily report card on how well you're aging. And the good news is, it's never too late to improve your score. What did you discover about your own morning patterns today? Are you experiencing these miracles, or do you have a new goal to work toward? Remember, small changes in how you end your day can create profound differences in how you begin the next one. The healthiest 2% didn't get there by accident, they got there by paying attention to what their bodies were telling them and responding with care. Your morning miracles might be closer than you think.